Next up, a Siouxland murder trial. For more than 40 years, the family of Terry McCauley has waited for answers. Now, the man accused of killing the 18-year-old Sioux City mother back in 1983 goes to trial next week. KTV's Kaylee Doms tonight with a preview.
You know, this is the closest we've ever been to getting answers for Terry.
After years of unanswered questions, dead ends, and a case that remained cold for decades, the McCauleys are now just days away from seeing it heard before a jury. Investigators say Terry Ray McCauley disappeared on September 26, 1983. 10 days later, McCauley's body was found in a wooded area that is now known as 33rd Street off of Floyd Boulevard in Sioux City. She had been shot in the face, point blank, with a 20-gauge shotgun.
It's hard to envision and imagine Terry in that state.
Investigators believed she may have been sexually assaulted, though her body was too far in the decomposition process to know for sure.
Terry was a mother, and she was a daughter, and she was a sister. And I think that sometimes gets lost.
At one point, a man was publicly identified as a suspect, and although law enforcement was confident, prosecutors never filed charges, saying there was not enough evidence to move forward. The case went cold for over 40 years.
You know, my grandparents both passing away and not getting answers. I think that was their big thing, was leaving not knowing what happened to their baby.
That was until March of 2025, when a Woodbury County grand jury indicted Thomas Dwayne Popp for first-degree murder.
Anger and heartbreak, and just kind of having to relive that moment for some of my family members.
He was arrested in Washington State and extradited back to Iowa. Popp is a Sioux City native, having graduated from West High in 1980. Popp pleaded not guilty and has remained in the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center on a $3 million cash-only bond. For the McCauley family, this trial is not just about a verdict. It's about finally answering the questions that have lingered for over 42 years.
Terry potentially might get answers, and she'll be able to rest and kind of cross over to that other world.
The case is being prosecuted by Woodbury County Attorney James Loomis, Popp's public defender, Ben Mulford. Jury selection begins Tuesday morning at 9:30 a.m. at the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center, where an expanded jury pool has been brought in due to the high-profile nature of this case. If convicted, Thomas Popp will be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In Sioux City, Kaylee Doms, KTLA News 4.
Kaylee, thanks. And as Kaylee mentioned, Ben Mulford is one of Thomas Popp's attorneys. Now, Mulford is currently running against James Loomis for Woodbury County Attorney in November. Loomis and Mulford are currently the only candidates in this race, meaning this trial brings the two candidates head to head in one of Iowa's biggest cold cases to date. Just months before voters hit the polls, they'll be able to hear from both sides as they follow along with this trial. Loomis, a Republican, has been working with the Woodbury County Attorney's Office since 2003. He was elected in 2022, beating incumbent Patrick P.J. Jennings. Mulford is running for the Democratic nomination. He earned his law degree from the University of South Dakota School of Law in 2017.